Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khush aamdeed, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen, pakhair rakle. And these are almost all the words that I have learned from Shahzad so far. So good morning and welcome to Well This Morning with Shahzad Hashmi today. Unfortunately, Shahzad is on his way to Islamabad. He's traveling, he cannot join us. But this is me with you guys with a very bad throat. I'm so sorry for that. But you have to sort of keep up with this nasal voice I'm going to have throughout the show. So it's a Monday morning. It's beautiful because the spirits are lifted. We just came out of a beautiful weekend. And for all of you guys living outside Islamabad, let me tell you, Islamabad right now is like a dreamland. It's beautiful. It's so pretty raining outside with, clouds all over the mountains. And the sky is gray. It's so pretty to look at. But for all of you who are going outside, you must take a rain check. Also, maybe there's fog or something, so you have to be safe. Moreover, let me help you with the rain check. I'm going to take a look at the weather updates from around the country for you so you're safe before you decide to go outside. Let's take a look at it. Widespread rain with snowfall over hills is expected at Malakan, Hazara, Peshawar, Mardan, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore divisions, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, while at isolated places in Sargodha, Faisalabad, Bahawalpur, Multan, Sahiwal, Mirpur Khas and Thatta divisions. Few moderate to heavy falls expected in Malakan, Hazara and Kashmir as well. And moderate to heavy intensity snowfall over hills is also expected in Malakan division, Sawat, Chitral, Kalam, Malam Jabba and Upper Dir, Hazara divisions, Mari and Galiat, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan as well. So for all of you out there who haven't yet gone outside to, take a tour of the beautiful weather that we have this season, I think this is a perfect season or weather and perfect time for you to go out to Galiat or Mari or anywhere that you plan to go to, because we're expecting a moderate to light snowfall, not very intense. The roads are not going to be blocked, hopefully. And also it's not a weekend, so not a lot of traffic is going to be there on the roads. So it's perfect for all of you who are planning for a vacation to go out with your family or friends. It's going to be absolutely amazing for all of you out there. Before we move on to what we're talking about today, we've lately started this thing where all of you share your birthdays and your special days and anniversaries with us. And we absolutely love to wish you on your special days and to celebrate them with you, to share them with you on our show. So let's take a look on whoever's celebrating their birthday today so we can sing them their birthday song. Let's take a look at this. Well, I think I'm probably missing the names over here. So for all the people who are celebrating their birthday and who wrote to us, Abdul Hadi Tariq, who is celebrating his birthday today, happy birthday. Sabeen Hussain Malik, Salim Akhtar Rao, Uzma Hamdani, Kadir Ahmed, a very, very happy birthday to all of you. And I wish you a very happy year ahead as well. And I hope you have better birthdays ahead too and celebrate the best out of it. And this is Abdul Hadi Tariq. He's a very cute little kid who's celebrating his birthday today. A toddler probably, but I really hope his birthday goes well, and I'm sure you've planned some amazing parties for your friends as well. So a very, very happy birthday to you, Abdul Hadi Tariq, and all those who've mentioned here as well. So coming back to what we're talking about today. So as we've already told you that Shahzad is not joining us today, this is going to be an all-girls conversation. And I tell you, girls are going to be very interested in this as well. But before we introduce what we're talking about, let's take a look at this small montage video that our producer has made. This is going to probably give away what we're talking about today. A little hint. Let's take a look. So no, it's not brides, but it is makeup, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to discuss all sorts of all trends of makeup and the changing trends according to the seasons. And for that, we have been very aptly joined by some, makeup artists, some beauticians and dermatologists as well, because when you're talking about makeup, skincare routines and makeup go hand in hand. So I think without further ado, I'm going to introduce these guests. And on my right-hand side, we've been joined by Dr. Naureen Sarfaraz. She's a consultant dermatologist. She's been here before. And the last time she was here, I remember Shazad asking me, when are we going to get the time to talk? Because she is such a great conversationalist. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Good morning, Shiza, and good morning, Pakistan.
It's absolutely lovely to have you whenever you come.
Thank
and
you.
Next to Miss Naureen, we have someone of our own. This is Lubna Khan Sarfaraz, and she happens to be a nutritionist as well. But the one thing we don't know about her, she is a self-taught makeup artist. Actually, she's learned some from Sephora as well, from Canada, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so how are you, Lubna? Good morning and welcome to our first segment, actually.
Good morning, Shiza, and I'm so happy to be here and joining this wonderful conversation. I'm always excited when we talk about skincare and makeup and foods that, correlate with it. So I'm very excited for today.
Well, I think we have the perfect guest list. We are also sort of waiting upon another beautician, but before that, I think let's start the conversation with you, Lubna.
Sure.
So when we talk about you learned makeup and, all those things from Canada, maybe it's right to only ask you, do you see there's a difference in patterns of makeup routines or makeup trends in the West and Pakistan? And how so?
So I do find a lot of difference over here compared to Canada when I was working in Sephora over there. So the main thing is that over here I feel people are not aware as much or so to take care of their skin as much.
Right.
So like there's not much known here about skincare routines, about what serums to use. There's so much lack of awareness over here I feel that needs, we need a store like Sephora. We need more people to be aware of the skincare, because if you're not taking care of your skin, how is your makeup going to look good?
Absolutely right.
And then when it comes to makeup, people here I feel unfortunately are so into looking fair,
That's true.
But you should focus on, making your complexion, enhancing how you look, rather than making, I want to be white, So that's one thing that needs to be focused on, and I hope we talk about it today as well.
Right, and since we're talking about the complexion and the shades of foundation, Sephora, yes, of course, it's a proper store where people can guide you with what you need. But in Pakistan, all the makeup that we usually do get is at drugstores, and there's no one to guide you with it, right? And yes, I do agree that this sort of a trend, not only in Pakistan, in subcontinent probably, I have no idea why, of looking fair.
Yeah.
But Dr. Naureen, don't you feel like before choosing your complexion, you have to be sure that your skin looks smooth and fresh, it's healthy, right?
Definitely.
And how can we get there?
I personally believe that there is so much grace in our society to look white and more fair complexion. And there are different means of having it. Nowadays, people are going for glutathione injections as well, and for some antioxidant tablets as well. But what I believe, as she said, one should emphasize on the texture improvement. Like if you have a good, supple, hydrated skin, then definitely it will throw a glow on your face. And when will you do a makeup on it, it will look more fresh and glowy. And we will have a dewy touch. As you know that it's winter, and we are sitting in the heaters and roaring fires. And so we are just having dehydration. There's continuous loss of water from our skin. We are facing the dehydration. We are having coffee, hot beverages a lot these days.
Yeah.
So what we should do, we should, prefer to use humidifier these days. This is very much important. The place which we are sitting in or in our offices, because it adds hydration in our surrounding air, and it affects a lot of our skin. Like
so
there are external factors affect us, because it's the largest organ of the body.
Right, of course. So you're saying our skin should be hydrated at all times. So if
Yes,
we do not
and especially in winter, we should have at least 8 glasses of water a day. And we should use a supple moisturizer, especially in winter. But we will talk later which moisturizer should be used for what kind of skin.
Let's talk about it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there are different types of skin, right? This combination as well. For me especially, my T-zone is oily, but the other parts are dry. So what sort of moisturizer should we prefer?
Yeah, definitely. Before selecting your moisturizer, you should know what kind of skin you have. Skin is basically categorized into 5 types.
Okay.
First is the normal skin, which is very well balanced and maintained, and it's a very God-gifted skin.
Right.
And the other is the oily skin, and that's especially you have active of sebaceous glands, and you have a lot of oil on your face. It looks shiny, especially on the head and the nose and the cheeks, and they are more prone to acne and other severe problems. And it is again affected by hereditary, genetic, hormonal, and environmental factors as well. And we should use the products containing salicylic acid in it, glycolic acid in it, benzyl peroxide, because these products dry your skin and make it to minimize and have a normal pH, so you can look very healthy, you can have a good skin. And the other type is a combination skin, as you have already mentioned, that in some part of your face you have a dry area, and on the other part of the face you have a oily skin. So you have to use a different product on the T-zone and the other product on the normal skin. And the other is a sensitive skin, which is very easily irritated by the change of the weather or by use of the products. It is extremely sensitive.
Makes sense. Thank you for saying that. But Lubna, you know, there's an issue with a lot of girls over here, including me. I think it took me quite a long time to sort of identify my skin type. How should we go about it?
So what I like to recommend to people is that wash your face with your cleanser and leave your skin be for about 3 hours. And if you see like oil coming out of your pores over here and on your forehead, that's when you find the true state of your skin. And if you're feeling like very like dry, patchy, and like, you know, you're feeling like it's hard to move your jaw, and when you talk it's hurting your face, that's dry skin. And then if you feel like she was mentioning as well, that if you're just oily in your T-zone, which is your area over here, then you know that you have combination skin. And also another way of combination skin is that if you feel that during the winter you may get really dry, and in the summer you may get very oily. And also, I would like to mention some products that we use. They make us feel more oily, or they, like, you know, make our skin produce more oils.
Like what?
So, for example, I know there's a huge hype about face oils, right now. And everyone's like, oh my God, they're so
tea
excellent.
tree oil and whatnot.
Everything out there. And there's many excellent ones out there with omega-3s and omega-6s and all of that. But sometimes you really have to be careful with the amount you use, and you really have to test it out on your skin before you use it. Because for some people, like if I'm using a face oil and I'm using omega-3, and all of that, and it's giving me a very nice glow, it may not be doing the same for the person beside me, right? Because they might get oily throughout the day. They might be super dry in the morning when they wash their face, but get oily throughout the day when they put their makeup on, when they're walking out and about. So it's very important to understand your skin cycle, like she was mentioning.
And I would like to add one thing more, that as you ages, then your skin type may evolve. Like first, if you were having a oily skin in your teenagers, then it might get a bit dry in your post-puberty. So it may vary.
So it can change with age. So we have hope, I
Yes,
guess.
And I'd like to mention a quick trick, like you were mentioning of the T-zone problem. When you're applying makeup, I feel primers are super important.
I was getting there, but I was
so when you're done your skincare routine and you're making your skin get ready for makeup, it's so important that you apply the right primer. So there's mattifying ones, there's hydrating ones, there's radiance ones if you have, like, you know, dark circles or like blemishes on your skin. So if you have a T-zone problem, you know, multi-prime. This is what I like to call that, right? So apply a mattifying primer where you are oily and apply a hydrating primer where you are dry. This will help your makeup sit in the perfect way that you like to do. Same thing with masking your face. So when you're applying face masks, like you do the same thing, multi-mask yourself. So apply a hydrating mask where you are dry, and a very like exfoliating mask or like, you know, a mattifying mask where you are oily.
Right. It's a
So you
quick
can apply
question.
the two products at the same time on your face.
Exactly.
Okay, I was sort of going to ask can we like choose between moisturizer or primer, or they both have different jobs?
I think they are different. She'll explain it better, but yes, they're different.
I would like to just add on a few things, that moisturizer is extremely important, especially in this season, because we have a lot of dry skin, as we have already mentioned, because of the heaters and because of the weather changing and because our not habit of having so much of the water. And so what we should do, we should always prefer for the thick moisturizers, especially these days. And again, we have choices in this. this. Like we have some moisturizers having lactic acids, alpha acids. These are good for us because it hydrates our skin as well as it removes the fine lines, wrinkles on your face which are due to aging procedure. And if your skin is over dry, then the aging signs are more visible on your skin. So the basic purpose is hydrate your skin, and not from outside but from inside to outside. Our nutrients affect a lot on our skin because you are what you eat.
Absolutely.
This is personally I believe. So we should drink a lot of water and add moisturizer to our skin. We should have a small moisturizer in our handbags as well, in our cars, in our offices. So whenever we need it, we should put it on, because we are taking long hot baths these days for a long time. It also adds a factor to zap the moisturizer from our skin as well as from the surrounding. And we can add some oil like olive oil or avocado oil if we are taking a bath in our water or bucket water, or else we can apply it after taking a bath on the damp skin. It will improve a lot of your skin texture and hydrate it.
Right, okay, so makes absolute sense. So from my understanding, I feel like one major key to this season is protecting your skin by moisturizing it, of course. So maybe it's good to keep lotion bottles in your bag, and if they're big, what I do especially is I have a small container. It is divided into two. In one part, I keep a sunblock, and the other, I keep a lotion, because you need it anywhere and everywhere, right?
And Shiza, I would like to add, there are hydration sprays available these days. We have
do they have the same effect though?
Yeah, they have. You can use them as a primer as well, and you can use them after the makeup as well, because I have felt so, it's my observation, that after applying foundation, you might have felt afterwards that your skin is becoming cracky, dry, and bit flaky as well because of the weather. So you can just take it out of your purse and just spray on your face. It affects a lot.
Okay, perfect. So, you know, there's just one more thing, since we're talking about seasons right now. I think everyone loves to shower with hot water,
Definitely.
right? And even in summer as well. Even in summer as well. You know, it's me as well. I feel like I should never even touch cold water. Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy for both of you, Lubna? I mean, even for the skin, is it though? I mean, I've heard that it's not good for the pores of your hair as well, scalp pores, and your pores in the face as well. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are definitely right, but we are so prone to take hot shower these days.
They're so
because
comforting.
It makes us feel so relaxing and
absolutely.
cozy. But on the same hand, it destroys our skin. It opens our pores, and we have breakout issues as well. Our scalp becomes irritated because of taking shower and shampooing each every day, and especially with the warm water. So we should use a lukewarm water, which is gentle on your skin, and it also adds a factor of putting out the moisture from your skin. That's why I have emphasized of adding any oil or any moisturizer after you have taken the bath.
Okay, I've heard that using hot water, especially in showers, is actually a main cause of eczema as well.
Yeah, definitely. Anything which wrappers out the moisture from your skin causes or aggravates eczema and psoriasis, especially these days. And if we can go into the causes of eczema, there are a lot of varieties of eczema prevailing these days, and especially atopic eczema, which is more pronounced in winter these days, especially in the children. So we should use emulsifying ointments for that. And if you don't have, go to your dermatologist. They will prescribe you a good emulsifying agent, and it's must, because it can aggravate as well, and it's so hard and harsh for the kids as well. They can't sleep at night. They are discomfort, and they can't perform well in their schools as well. Their activities, their life, and the life of the parents are affected as well.
Right, and you know, it's actually, you said it very rightly. Don't be your own doctor. I mean, you have to see someone professional. You have to see a dermatologist or probably a nutritionist as well, because they know what to do best, right? Even for a person like me, I do not know what perfect food to intake or what perfect lotion or makeup to apply. But let's come to makeup now, because I absolutely love talking about it. So coming to trends one by one.
We love makeup.
I know, right? So I'm so happy this is all girls' show today, so we can talk about literally anything in makeup without being questioned by Shahzad. So, you know, especially when we're talking about the tones that you should wear, the foundations that we're talking about. Lubna, is there a difference in the tones for summer and winter? I mean, probably when you're choosing a foundation, for me, I always have to go with an undertone of a yellowish color, you know. I can't go with a pink one. But does it change with season?
For some people it does. Like for a person like me, it definitely does.
Okay.
So for the summers, for some reason, I get a little tan. So
Okay.
I have to go maybe a shade lighter or change my undertone, whereas in the winter, I'm a little more paler, so I have to go with a neutral tone. So you really have to make sure that you recognize, like we said, understand your skin, right? So some people, it doesn't change at all. They remain the same. And for some people, it does. And a lot of foundations, I like to mention this, and concealers, oxidize. Okay, so when you apply them, you might feel like an oompa loompa later, right? So you're getting you're getting like orange, you know. So you really have to test a foundation as well. Especially if you're oily. This happens if you're oily. So oily people might have noticed this. They apply a really amazing foundation, no matter how expensive you go for, but it oxidizes in your skin, and after a couple of hours, you're getting more darker and more orange skin.
And grayish as well.
Exactly,
I mean, why so
exactly.
though? Okay, so this one thing, I mean, there are some very important makeup products. They're different for everyone. For example, if I had to pick 3, mine would be a concealer, a lip balm, or probably a bronzer, right? If we had to pick 3. So this is a fun question. If you both have 5 minutes to get ready and you have to look your possible best in those 5 minutes, what will you pick doing? Starting with Lubna?
Well, I would like to definitely go with the primer, concealer, and mascara.
Oh, perfect. What about you?
And I would go for a concealer, a good lip balm,
Right.
and a blush on, must.
So I think concealer is a must for everyone.
Yes, we all love our
We all
concealers.
have dark circles somewhere or in some days of months, definitely.
Right, there are days, of course, when you wake up and your eyes are puffy
So
and you don't
puffy,
feel
yeah.
like,
And it looks
performing
so
at
unfresh.
all.
It looks so unfresh.
That's true. So let's come to eyebrows. Eyebrows are the rage nowadays. And I feel like there were memes and there were actresses with perfect eyebrows, and there was written, if you don't like their eyebrows, we can't be friends, which is actually true because it sort of defines their whole face as well.
Actually, the trend has been changed so far these days. Before they
Yeah,
were
it was
so
super
tiny,
thin. Yeah.
eyebrows
Yeah.
made by pencil
Yeah,
only,
definitely.
and now the looks have
Right.
changed. If you look at the pics of previously of some actresses or yours previously, and you compare it with now, does it remind you of the 10 years challenge?
Yes, I was looking at my own pictures and I'm like, oh my god, why did I do this to myself? You know?
It's thread thin
Yeah,
eyebrows.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
though? Why did we ever do that to ourselves? But for now, okay, so there's this issue. A lot of people, a lot of girls actually over here want to color their hair lighter, whatever shade they want to, but they forget to tint their eyebrows. And it does look very pathetic. I mean, imagine black eyebrows with probably blonde hair on the
It
head.
doesn't match and suit
Yeah,
them as
so
well.
what should we do about that? Is there probably an eyebrow kit that we should be using, or an eyebrow tint, whatever?
Yes, I definitely recommend a tint first if you're going for a completely different hair color. Like if you're going red, you cannot be walking around with black eyebrows, right?
Absolutely.
So that would look really odd. So first tint them, and then when you fill in your brows, whether you're using a brow pencil or a pomade or anything, use the correct shade. You know,
Definitely, yes.
match it with your hair and your facial hair and everything. Go with the tone that goes with both. You cannot go with the complete red one, and you
Right.
cannot go with the complete black one. So you have to find the right shade. There's so many good ones available now.
Okay, perfect. And do you have anything to add to that?
The one thing which is easily approachable by us, by a common girl, is the eyebrow pencil. The correct thing she's just mentioned is that one should know what hair color we have and what pencil should we select. It's not like that you are having a brown hairs and you're going for the dark black
Yeah.
gel, eyebrow
outdates,
shaper.
right?
They're different available these days in the markets. There are a few eyebrow pencils. There are a few gel defining eyebrows, brushes available these days. So it depends on you, and it depends on your grooming as well.
Right.
If you have no idea or you don't know anything about it, you can ask someone like your makeup artist or someone who's closer to you, so they can guide you well.
Okay, perfect. So this is probably off the topic, but it is very interesting. I do want to talk about it. All the latest trends are out there on Instagram or Facebook, whatever you choose to use. I feel like a lot of girls have started looking alike because they're following the same trends. You know what I mean? I mean, everyone's doing the same hair, the same eyebrows, the same contouring. Where does the individuality go? And how
And
do you
even
sort
the
of
same
retain your
photo
own
added
trend?
application.
Yes, absolutely. Facetune too. Well, then we're not sponsored, but I'm just saying. So
We're
how
just
can we sort of
mentioning it.
retain our, individuality?
I
One
think,
should.
And
yeah.
not everything suits everyone,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So you
That's
have
the
to
thing.
pick.
Definitely.
One should understand the personality what we carry and how can we carry it. Some people are so good in carrying the different trends.
Definitely.
Like some people wear the dark shades of the lipstick and they can even wear the light one with easy approach and they look fantastic
Right,
in
right.
that. But some people can't look because they don't know how to use a lip pencil, how to contour your lips, or there is some part deficits. in it, and they don't know, they don't have the basic idea in that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you
I
agree
like to
with
recommend
this?
people, like, do you, right? Do what you like to do and what you're comfortable in. You should not be walking around in like a super dark red lipstick if you're not comfortable in doing that.
Yeah,
Because it
absolutely.
definitely shows. The same thing with your clothes and same thing with your makeup and same thing with your skin. Don't do things that you're not comfortable with because it definitely shows. You have to walk the talk. So if you're going to do something to your face, you have to be able to carry it nicely. Your comfort levels will show in. And find the right features. Look at your eyes. Maybe the cat eyeliner will not look good on your kind of eyes. Maybe you have droopy eyes, so you do need the cat eyeliner to pick them up. So try to find out about your features. What kind of eyes do you have? What kind of shape are your eyes, your nose? Do you really need to contour your nose? Do you need to contour your cheeks? You may not need to. So you don't need to do a lot of steps in order to, you look fantastic. Do things that your face requires you to do so.
And there's this one thing that I feel like a lot of people believe, that we believe less is more. I strongly believe less is more, but a lot of people think more is more. I mean, in terms of, let's talk about the red carpet events or the award shows in Pakistan, as compared to the award shows, let's say, in the West, with minimal makeup, with a beautiful dress to, sort of speak for itself.
Definitely.
I
And there's
feel
so
like
much trend these days of no makeup look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So if I were to follow those, I would definitely go with something minimal, with no makeup, with a beautiful dress, which is loud itself. How long do you think it is going to take for this nation, or probably this part of the world, sort of, to understand that less is more?
I personally think now people are starting to understand that,
Yeah.
but very few. So I feel like if our media needs to really step up the game in this sense. So people that are on TV, like yourself and everybody that's out there, they need to really bring this trend out because it's the media that brings it out.
Right,
It's our role models, it's our actresses, it's our TV anchors, it's all the people that are out there. People end up following them. So
Right,
our
absolutely.
celebrities are the ones that need to bring this out more.
Do you agree with this?
Definitely, she's so right. And even the young girls, the teenagers are having this kind of idea that there should be a no makeup look. Like we should do a minimum makeup because that trend is outing these days in which your face was so whitish and your hands and your feet were
Like
so
dark.
dark.
Imagine that.
And
Even the
there were
neck.
so many things like that mentioned on the media as well. Like, what girls do this and that, and they're just moving a white paint on their face. But one should know what occasion we are going on, and one should have basic idea how should we apply primer, light makeup, and just a one layer of it, because most of the people think that applying 3-4 layers on it, but it gives a very cakey look on them.
does,
One
right.
can recognize by just observing the person, even from a walking distance. You can easily recognize that the person has put so much makeup on it. So for a good look, for a pleasure feeling, one should apply a light makeup. One should know which features to enhance.
Right.
As she has already mentioned, light pink colors, eyeshadows, light nude lipsticks are very in these days especially, and even the peach color or light pink blush tones are also
Right.
available. So these are
Right.
few basic colors which you can do in your routine stuff as well and look
Okay.
just normal. Like you have to apply a very light eyeliner with you instead of applying a thick one. You should know, if I'm going in a party, I should apply this one, and if I'm just going out, I shouldn't apply it, or I should use a just a eye pencil.
Okay, perfect. So I think it's now time to, I've been wanting to talk about this, but we were, I think, sort of waiting on the other guest. But winter trends, starting from hair to your brows, to your liner, to your lip color, everything. It does change every 2 other years, sort of. So for now, what is in? I mean, in terms of hair as well. Is it short or long, or the colors as well? But this is something to think about. You both take your time, because when we come back from a very short break, this is what we're going to talk about. Stay tuned. Good morning.
Pakistan, the dhol is used to make public announcements after gathering people by beating it repeatedly. Goga Sai has become a symbol, a living symbol of the city of Lahore.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Well This Morning, an all-girls show today where there's no Shazad, it's all of us girls talking about makeup, the latest trends and whatnot. I know, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we've been joined by someone else on the show as well who happens to be a beautician, a makeup artist as well, a makeup trainer as well. And she is none other than Miss Sundar. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm very fine. How are you?
I'm absolutely great. And Ms. Sundar, unfortunately, you've joined us a little late. We have discussed some trends going on, but I think we should start with you. First of all, you have to introduce us to your model and your makeup artist as well.
We have Miss Annie as our model. And,
Okay, hi Annie.
And this is Miss Nadia. She's one of a very fine friend of mine, and she's a makeup artist plus the makeup lecturer. She used to give lecture in our personal academy that we run.
Perfect.
So she's a teacher too.
So I think, Ms. Sundar, we're going to have quite a great conversation. But before that, you have to tell us what sort of trends or whatever makeup they're going to perform on Annie right
Actually, you know, Annie, these days there's an issue that whenever we go outside, like the girls, the young girls, they when they go to the university, or maybe the housewives, not the housewives, sorry, the working ladies. Basically, they think that what should we wear, what should we do when we go outside?
Like stand out.
It shouldn't be like that we are wearing a lot of makeup or cover a lot of layers. It should be a very natural one, but it should actually enhances your personality or your looks. So this is what we are going to perform. We are going to give a very light base, like the zero makeup or no makeup kind of thing, and on that a bit of blush on and highlighters to just give a very moisturizing and a nice skin effect, and along with that a very light wing liner, as you know it's in trend these days.
So as to look good, but like with minimal makeup.
Yes, with minimal makeup.
Okay, perfect. So why don't you start, and then we can have a conversation with Sundar. Okay, so Sundar, to start with, we were talking about trends, how they're different in the West and in Pakistan as well. Coming back to Instagram, so whenever we watch tutorials on Instagram, there's one issue that tutorials are usually from the West, probably, Korean girls or white girls doing it, but then we practice it on us. It's sort of different, I'll tell you why, because we have different features, as well as different complexion. It's not necessary they must suit us as well. So how can we sort of identify what trend is going to suit us or not?
Basically, you're very right about this, that we have different features, we have different skin color. Like if we talk about the Western trends, like these days in winter especially, they have they have very fair skin, so they go for bronzers. Bronzers is basically the same color as we use in our contouring, the brown shade. But bronzer is a different in sense that it carries a little of shiner in it. So when they wear it, it looks very good. You must have seen in the tutorials that they are putting a lot of dark bases and what is called under base contouring. They do this thing. Basically, that thing doesn't suits here because we have a whitish complexion, and if we go for the bronzer on our skin, we will look more darker.
But you know, Ms. Sundas, you have to correct me over here since you are a professional. I personally opt for darker foundations or darker bronzes for myself. I do know it makes me look dark, but I feel like doing it. Why not?
I also believe it should be like that. People, there is a trend in Pakistan. People want to go for red lipsticks and a very fair color. When they enter a parlor, and I am talking about not the media ones, the ladies and the housewives, etc. When they go to a parlor, they ask that to just change our color, make us fair. Basically, fair is not beauty. Beauty is actually enhancing your own tone. If you have a whitish complexion, just conceal the things that are needed, and pigmentation or blemishes if there are any, and after that just put your own skin color on that. That will look good on you.
Right. Meanwhile, can you also tell us what products she's using and what process is this right now?
Yes, I cannot name the brands, but I can tell what actually these products are. First of all, she's applied primer. Primer is the very important and a key tool. I have seen in Pakistan that primer is not so much focused. Like people say we can just go directly, like put any moisturizer and just go for the skin, for the base. But I say it's a very wrong approach. The first step, if you're not taking the first step right, you cannot even think that the results would be as you wanted them to be. So it's like primer is the first thing, and she has left primer for 1 minute because we are short of time. Otherwise, it is supposed to be left for 3 to 5 minutes, so it can get absorbed in the skin. And basically, primer readies your skin for the next step. After that, she is actually concealing the dark circles and the dark patches on her skin. And she is in the process of that, like she's concealing them by foundation, which is very easily available in the market.
So this, you know, just before you came, I sort of talked about this to Lubna and Naureen over here as well. If you had 5 minutes and if you had to pick your favorite most products and look best, what would they be? Some said concealer and lip balms, and some said, you know, blush on as well. What would your 3 favorite products be?
3 favorite products. First of all, concealer, because without concealer, you're not going to have a very fair look, flawless look. So first of all, concealer. Other than that, I always prefer mascara because it actually makes a graph of your face.
Right.
It actually grafts your face. And thirdly is the blush on. I would like you to give me a chance of adding one more thing, and that's lipstick or whatever lip balm. So this basically completes the whole look.
I think it's sort of the same that Lubna picked as well, right? Oh, and I entirely forgot, before we went out to a short break, we were going to discuss the winter trend starting from hair to, of course, your lip color and whatnot. Let's start with Miss Naureen over here. What do you think in terms of skin? Let's talk about skin. Do a lot of people come to you for probably injections or whatnot for winter specifically to gain their perception of beauty that they want?
It's like it's not any season related thing. It's basically people do want to have a fair, more fair complexion. As we have mentioned, it's very much trending in Asia these days. But people are having awareness these days to improve their texture, and basic skincare regime is improved these days. I would like to mention that one should have a very good skincare regime. One should have a good facial cleansers, and one should have a good mask, a good scrubber according to your skin type, and don't forget to use a high quality makeup products, because these are the products which last and which is visible on your skin for a long time. It represents you, because if you buy a cheaper, even in the market these days there are products available which are the copy of that product, and they are cheaper, but one should emphasize of using the original and high quality
It's about your skin after all, right?
Definitely, because if you are using the bad quality products, you will have the breakouts, acne, and you will have such issues. We have a common thought that we have acne in summer only. That's a wrong thing. We do have it in winter. We can have it in the winter because of the dehydration and the clogging of the pores in our skin. So at the end, at the night, you should apply a very good night cream on your skin.
I'm so sorry, I'm cutting you here, Dr. Naureen, but meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, you're on your screens, you're also watching any being, you know, dressed or being sort of by the makeup artist over here. She is, is this the coverage time right now? Are
Yeah,
you
it is
applying
the
the
coverage
foundation?
time, and now after the coverage, soon she's going to start the to add the base color.
Okay, so what
The
sort of
actual
shade are
skin
you
color.
using for this skin tone right now?
Sorry.
The shade of foundation for this skin tone.
It is basically, I cannot name the brand, but
Yeah, of
basically
course.
FS36 is basically the shade that that is normally used for covering these dark circles.
Which
You
is
know-
not like whitish.
No, it's not whitish. It's quite wheatish. Can you
Okay,
just show
perfect.
us?
Yeah, can we please take a look at the color?
Can we have a look on FS36? FS36. Where's the stick?
Yeah, maybe if we can look at the product, we can have probably a better example or a
Yes,
clearer
exactly.
explanation of what
I would
color
like
it
to
is.
show the shade basically.
Yeah, while you hide that. Perfect, perfect. Can we?
Yes,
can
this
we-
is basically,
a good way
I
of
would just like to show
showing,
you the shade. You can see that it's very darker.
Can you do it like this in front of the camera? Probably
It's-
so the color.
Am I supposed to do it like this or
Yeah,
this way?
like that. Perfect. So we do have an idea that it's a bit tannish, right?
Yeah, it's a bit tannish. Why? Because we need to cover, we need to conceal the
Right,
dark
right.
circles over there, and then we're supposed to put the natural color or the color of the tone that the model is having.
Okay,
so this is
perfect,
very
perfect.
darker tone basically, and it is a very useful tool in concealing.
Okay, perfect. Miss Sundas, you do have only almost 5 to 7 minutes for now to
Yeah,
wrap
I
this
know.
up. So this is minimal makeup, so we're expecting that you usually do need 5 to 7 minutes
5
for
minutes,
that.
we
So back
really
to
have.
winter looks. Lubna, here, is it, you know, for me, I'm a total noob for first I have to say, because for me it's always with center parting, dead straight hair. But what's in? Is it short hair? Is it long? Is there a color of, you know, probably we should add to our hair as well?
So-
Low lights,
Yeah,
highlights,
definitely.
what?
When it comes to winter, I feel like everybody kind of leans towards the darker shades and a little bit more longer hair maybe. And when the summer starts, you go for a little more fresh look, very light colors, peachy tones, and shorter hair, lighter hair, you know. And in the winter, I go towards like the burgundies, to the, you know, the deep
Right,
deep
right.
browns and, you know, like nice caramel. But in the winter, you want to go for more ashy tones, more like, you know, more a little. I don't like blonde personally, but
I don't either.
yeah, but I know a lot of people opt towards it. But yes, that's more of a summer thing.
Oh, blonde is a summer thing. Okay, perfect. And you know, Ms. Sundar, since you're an expert as well, a lot of hairstyles are good looking on probably your, you know, Instagram or your TVs and whatnot, but they might not suit you because of your face cuts. So I have a round face, and if I were to get fringes or probably bangs, they wouldn't suit me,
Obviously.
right? So what are some of the things that we should care about before we go out to opt for a
I have
haircut?
seen people that they don't think about what is going to suit them or what is going to suit their personality. What they think is like, this thing is in new fashion, this is a new trend, let's go for it. They never opt for this thing that is this thing going to suit our face, our features or not. So I always recommend that whatever trend or whatever makeup, whatever fashion you are following, first of all look at yourself what actually is going to suit you.
Okay.
So basically for the round faces, I always prefer going for the straight hair because they are going to give you a compact look
Okay.
as compared to the ones if you're going to go for curls, they're going to give you a wider look.
Right.
So first of all, see your features, see your face cut, see everything, and after that choose the fashion and improvise it according to your features and your skin tone and everything, I believe.
Perfect, perfect. And while we were talking, we sort of missed out on the fact that they applied blush on her face and a little bit on the nose as well. Why do we need a pink tone on the nose though?
You know what, due to the winters and due to the exposure of the pollution and the sunlight we have, our skin gets tan and it loses its actual moisture. So what we basically do is like I recommend that people can go for BB or CC creams, just a layer of that on their face, blush on, and a little blush on the nose just to give a reflection of pink color. Just
You
to
did
give-
as well?
You know, in winters basically it's more about browns, it's more about beige. So it's just to give a little pink tone to just give it as a look that the whole
A
face is
natural
blushing.
sort
It is
of look.
cute and natural.
Yes,
basically,
and right
yeah.
now we
Close
sort
to
of
natural.
applying mascara. Is this a thick volume mascara or
Yes,
just?
yes. You know, this is everyone is asking for a thick volume mascara. It's
Right.
like nobody's interested into the other mascaras anymore. Everyone wants the
So
volume.
true.
So we are giving her actually.
They sort
we
of
are
give an
short of
impression
time.
of
We are
false
very-
lashes, right?
Yes, false lashes and a lot in trend, and not just if we talk about this makeup, it's the false lashes. Other than that, you might have known about the tutorials where you have seen that LED lashes are so much into fashion
Yeah.
these
Okay.
days. LED lashes, people put LED lashes, not even LED lashes, the glitter ones. They put on the lashes and they put a lot of glitter on it just
The
to give it a
diamonds
glam.
as well on the lashes and
Yes,
whatnot.
yes.
So hard to carry.
I just got to know this that flashes are so much into the trend, fashion trend in
Absolutely.
2018, and many type of lashes. Not only lashes. I was watching a video yesterday, and it was like that eyebrows are going to be shaped like crowns.
Yeah.
And
There was a zigzag
That-
eyebrows.
zigzag
that was a
that-
bit strange,
that
though.
and
is-
there's beads on them, and I was thinking, what we are going? Where are we going? We're just
I
leaving
just
the
said
eyes.
at that time that this trend should not be in at any
but that's-
cost.
I
That
don't
shouldn't
think it's
be,
going
that
to
shouldn't be.
I feel like it's only for Instagram. I mean,
Yeah,
have you ever
yeah.
seen people
No,
outside
not
like,
at all.
in probably Kusar Market going with zigzag eyebrows?
with LED lights, probably with LED eyelashes, probably you can't see them. But it is in trend, and invest people follow the trend. Like they go crazy for that. They don't think whether
Because
they're going for
something
shopping
new
or
and they
something,
want
like
to
they
look
just go for.
different, yeah.
Right. So, Miss Sundus, I think we're left with the lipstick right now alone, are we?
Yes, we are left with the lipstick.
What
and,
sort of shade are we applying to complete this
pink.
minimal look?
These in winters, basically brown and beige family is mostly in.
Okay.
But if it is a sunny day or you want to go and you want to look a bit fresh, so we go for pinky peach tones. But it
So
should
this
be a
is-
moist matte. It shouldn't be like glossy.
So
it
what
should be
sort of
matte.
lipstick is this? Is this matte?
Yes, it is matte. It's moist matte. Basically, it's matte along with having a light moisture, because you know in
Okay.
winters your lips gets wrinkled. So a moisture in it, but it will give a matte look, not the glossy one.
Okay, so while she applies the lipstick, we're talking about wrinkles. Applying all these makeup products does make us age. So very quickly, Lubna, do you have some natural foods or something that we can intake for, anti-aging?
There's a lot of foods that you can take for anti-aging, and I'm so glad you touched on the topic. I'll mention my top ones. So I have blueberries.
Oh.
So basically, you want to go for foods that are rich in antioxidants. Okay. So I'm talking about vitamin C, E, and all of your phytochemicals. So you want to go for blueberries. You want to go for nuts, healthy fats, because the fat cells are the ones that plump your face. Okay. So you don't want to stay away from fats. So healthy fats, nuts, dark chocolate is one of my favorites
Oh,
because
wow.
it's so
For anti-aging.
Yes, because it's full of antioxidants. So I'm not saying go, eat a big chunk of it, but small ones in moderation is excellent for your skin and anti-aging properties as well. Turmeric is my absolute favorite. It's the herb that you find in every single home, super affordable, and in our country, I believe it's even applied to our
Face
skin
as well.
topically. So intaking that herb is actually excellent for your thing. I know turmeric lattes are totally in these days, which is actually just nut milk or your normal milk mixed in with a little bit of turmeric and warmed up. So that's
I would
very
like
good for
to
your
add
skin.
one thing after
Oh,
Lubna
please
is
go.
done
Yes.
with it. Basically, people talk about makeup, but they never take care of their skin. Like we always prefer that they should actually clean their face. Whether it's, I know it's winter and it's too cold outside, and when they come from their offices, they say like we cannot go and wash our faces. But wash your face and put some moisturizer. That's
Okay.
very important to
Facial
keep your
wipes
skin
are
fresh.
available
Facial
these
wipes
days
as
for the
well,
leave-in
right.
Facial
curls,
wipes. Yeah, please use that. It's very important. And just don't
Right.
leave
So
your
ladies-
makeup overnight.
Ladies, I do know we're absolutely loving this conversation, but we're short on time, and I think we're almost done with the makeup as well. This is the last step. We're applying highlighter, is it?
Yes, this is the highlighter. Slimy highlighters are so much into trend these days.
Right.
This is the highlighter. It actually gives a narrow and a very sleek look to the nose.
Right. So perfect. This is the look on your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen. We sort of try to do a minimal makeup look for all of you. So if you're going to the market or probably even going out to do any chore or something, this is what you need on your face. Minimal lipstick, blush on, mascara, and a minimal concealer coverage, right?
things that are
So I
important.
absolutely loved doing this show with all of you. Thank you so much for joining me
most
today, by
welcome.
the
Thank
way.
you.
And if you learned anything from this show, I know I did, please write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of Well This Morning. You can find us on Twitter, Well This Morning without a G, Dailymotion and YouTube, Well This Morning. And the repeat is going to be at 11 p.m. tonight. Till the next time, take care. Good morning.